All right, so in this video, I want to talk a little bit about some of the selection tools. If we want to highlight just a part of this tiger, I'm working in the download tiger, the high resolution one. And the first thing I want to do is kind of talk about these tools along the left-hand side of your screen. Sometimes I don't remember what a tool is called, or I can't find a tool. So if I'm talking about a tool that you can't find, I want you to go down here on where there's these three dots at the bottom of the toolbox. Click on it and then go to Edit Toolbar. And you can see that you can rearrange the tools. So here's Move, Artboard, Lasso tool. We're going to be using the Magnetic Lasso tool. So that's under the Lasso tool. We're also going to be using the Rectangular Marquee tool. We are going to be using the Magic Wand tool, I think. And I think we are going to be using the brush tool. So it kind of shows me where they are. And sometimes it's hard to find it because it's underneath, like the magnetic lasso tool is underneath the lasso tool. So that's kind of just a little tip if you're looking for something. So remember, we're here in the history, and I want to zoom in on just the face of this. So I can also take this red box in the history and kind of move that around. I can increase quite a bit. I can come up here to this tiger head if I wanted. So I can do kind of a lot of different manipulation. And I can also, of course, use Control plus to get closer and Control minus to get further away. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and where there is a dotted rectangular, and I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to choose the Rectangular Marquee tool. And I am just going to put a square around this head. So it's a little weird putting a square around a head, but I have now selected this area. And so one thing I could do is I could come into the very top tool, which is the Move tool, click on it, and I could move this section away and have a big hole here. I don't know why I would want to do that, but I could do that. The other thing I could do is I could just do something to the inside of this square. Maybe I wanted to highlight it or something. So this is now selected. So I'm going to come up here to my menu at the top where it says Select. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to the image, and I'm going to go to Adjustments, and I'm going to go to Brightness Contrast. And so let's say I'm going to make this quite a bit brighter. Okay. So that's kind of cool. So I'm going to now deselect it, Control D. It's deselected. And I am now going to zoom out. And this is what that looks like. Maybe I would do a diagram where I'm, kind of highlighting different parts of the tiger's body. I could do something like that. So that's one thing I can use. I can use just kind of a rectangular, a circular, because there's also up here an elliptical marquee tool, a single roll, a single column. So those are some options. So now I'm going to come back up to my history and click on Download Tiger, because I'm going to forget about those other steps that I've done. And now I'm going to show you kind of a quick way to do a background remover. And of course, you can search on the internet and get a background remover, but this is a way to do it if you kind of want to change things up and you want to have a little bit more control. So I'm going to come up here to the lasso tool, which can normally look like this, looks like a little lasso that a cowboy would use. But instead, I'm going to go down and use the magnetic lasso tool, which has kind of a little bit of an AI helper that helps me do it. And I am going to use my mouse, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to go really slowly around this tiger. The slower I go, the more AI can help me. It kind of acts like a magnet, sticking to kind of the line where there is contrast in a different color. So I'm going to go around this tiger. Okay. And here is where I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am going to cut across. So that's what I mean, that it gives me some more options. I can do my own thing there. And when I get to where I started, I have to close the circuit. Then there's a little dot. Okay. All right. And so if I have to close the circuit or this won't work. Okay. So I have to close that circuit. And so right now the tiger is highlighted and the background is not, right? So I could now, if I wanted to, I could move, it says learn how to fix. I'm going to, my hard disk is running out of. Okay. I am going to stop this video right now because I am having problems with it because I'm getting an error message. I'm going to fix that and then I'm going to do one more video.